2, 4 through 5. When they could not come near him for the crowd, they removed the roof where he was. When they had broken it up, they let him down the mat that the paralytic was lying on. So crowds were very common following Jesus, going about seeking him, going everywhere they could get to get him. So seeing this crowd at this point blocking their way would have been common. But they don't see the crowd and stop. They see the crowd's here for Jesus. We need to see him. Look at all these people. Jesus is clearly something. We need to take him to Jesus. Let's go through the roof. You can imagine the owner of this house, who may have been Peter, seeing the roof tear apart. At one point admiring their faith, but then realizing, hey man, you tearing my roof up. But they weren't going to let that stop them. They would do whatever they needed to, whether they needed to rebuild the roof or whatever. They were getting their friend to Jesus. Sometimes we need to be willing to do whatever it takes, because that's exactly the commitment the Lord wants us to make. Jesus, seeing their faith, said to paraplegic, son, your sins are forgiven you. You know, ideally, this doesn't make him walk. But ideally, at the end of the day, he could have been walking, but go to hell. You know, how far more important is it, our spiritual needs over our physical? Yes, there's biblical that the physical need is met to reach the spiritual, but the spiritual is far more important. Because he could have been healed, got up and walked, and then died and went to hell. His sins being forgiven. Yes, he couldn't walk on earth, but one day he'd walk on the streets of gold in heaven. We need to also have a proper perspective when helping each other.